All right, so what's up, guys? So we are out here on another run, out here doing this craziness for all you guys to simply watch back, admire, and enjoy, right? Have some fun with us and be positive, right? We don't want to see you being negative. Although, you know, in this world, there's so much negativity everywhere we go. And, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in it, right? Because, you know, it's so abundant, right? It takes conscious effort to be positive. And, you know, don't worry, because we are going to give you 4 ways to eliminate negativity from your life. Now, without further ado, we're going to go into tip number 1. Right? And, you know, this all starts in realizing that there is negativity, right? So many people don't realize this, right? They just look at the events as, you know, events as things that happen to them, right? And, you know, the positive mindset and eliminating the negativity is going to come from a realization that these events happen for you, not to you, right? And you may be wondering, like, this sounds so crazy, right? What about the people that lost their job, lost their house, right? So much misfortune. And you can say that, yes, your bank account or living situation, you know, may not be of the same amount of value, amount of monetary value as it was before, but you know that it gives you that wisdom, that experience to potentially grow and learn from, right? Oftentimes, the most catastrophic events can be the greatest teachers, right? So many of the big successful figures that many people idolize today, right? Famous athletes, movie stars, famous doctors, whoever, you know, people of influence, so many of them had dark times within the past, or, you know, scary situations, right, that nobody would wish upon them, right? At least people with the right intentions. And, but, you know, oftentimes, had these people not gone through this adversity, they wouldn't be where they are today, because that adversity made them stronger, right? It taught them things that they wouldn't have learned otherwise, but it made them hard. And, you know, something that David Goggins says, right? Because he went through so much, the big concept he talks about is staying hard, right? Staying focused, right? And those bad things make you tougher, right? They don't hurt you per se, like in his book, Can't Hurt Me, right? You want to be like that. You want to be an impenetrable force. But, you know, it's going to come from first realizing that there is negativity in the world, that these events, you know, are open to our interpretation of them. They're simply not just events, good or bad, right? Interpreting that quote unquote rejection or even acceptance. Some people can look at successful outcomes, gaining of things as stressful. Right now they have a new house to worry about the mortgage, a new car payment, right? So, you know, everything is open to your interpretation, and that's gonna first give you that awareness to eliminate that negativity. And once you do, you can focus simply on the positives, right? The positive aspects of it, right? You buying that big, beautiful house, and instead of worrying so much about the payment and how you're gonna get it, obviously, yes, you're gonna have to come up with it, but focus on enjoying the house, right? Even if you lose that house tomorrow, as long as you're focusing on the now and enjoying it, you're gonna be on your way to eliminating that negativity and being happy, being positive. Because, you know, oftentimes too, there's a lot of outside events that we can't control, which we will talk about in a bit. But by simply focusing on the good, on the positive, you know, it's gonna distract you from the negative, right? The negative is gonna seem insignificant, and it truly is, right? It only has the strength that we give it, right? The awareness, not necessarily awareness, but you know, that level of influence is only up to us to put it upon ourselves, right? No one's forcing you to cry over the spilled milk, right? That's your choice and you alone. And so many people can get caught up on the bad sides of things, right? You can get a million compliments from people, but when one or two people tell you or don't necessarily agree with what it is that you're doing, or hate you, don't like your shirt, whatever it is might be, something very small, it could seem like the end of the world to many people, right? They could forget so much about all those positive compliments and hone in on the negative comment, right? It can destroy them, ruin them, but it's because they are letting it. They are not focusing on the positive aspects and pushing aside the negative. So do that, right? Be an optimist. Think of the good. Look at it that way. You'll be on your way to doing it, to getting there. And yeah, man, so another way in order to eliminate that negativity is to, as we mentioned before, focus on what you can control. Right? Because so much negativity is gonna come, you know, from obsessing over the things that we can't control, right? We are not born perfect specimens. We're born good at some things and bad at others, right? Some people may be athletically gifted, but intellectually not as much, and vice versa. Some people have both, but they're not very artistic. Who knows, right? We all have strengths and flaws, and oftentimes when people obsess over aspects of their life that they can't control, it could seem like the end of the world, right? And they're fighting not only a tremendous uphill battle, but one that is seemingly endless, because they are probably never going to surmount that mountain because it's just simply out of their control, right? So by just worrying on what you can do, work out, make money, right? Improve your confidence, improve your charisma, you're gonna be on your way to destroying the negativity. You know, that affects so many people. That hurts them because, you know, those thoughts can linger, right? And they will, because they will probably be with you forever. So you can't let them, right? You can't focus on them because they're just simply out of your control. You can do nothing about them. They'll probably always be there, but whether or not, you know, you focus on it and worry about it is up to you, right? In order to eliminate that negativity. And tip number 4 in regards to taking away that negativity in the world is to simply make progress, right? To be working on you, doing your thing, right? What is it that you gotta do, right? Go to work. What are you good at? Start working on that, right? Not only just thinking about the positive, but actually doing, right? Putting in the hours in the gym and so forth, right? And for so many people, you can simply just seem positive, be happy, and do nothing. And that's okay, right? You can be happy with nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have these great dreams, these great ambitions, like I personally do, you're gonna wanna put in the work and endure that failure, right? Keep the same emotions regardless, right? I must be unemotional. I don't have that whether you win or lose, right? One common example of the figure that I look up to is Derek Jeter. Regardless of whether he struck out 4 times in a game or hit, got 4 hits in a game, some of them home runs, he still kept the same expression regardless, because he knew that win or lose, he's still Derek Jeter. He's still the captain of the New York Yankees, right? He knows his place, and he's not so focused on the strikeouts. He's not scared of it. He knows that it's a natural part of the process. It's a natural part of the game. And, he's gonna be the same regardless of whether or not he wins or loses. So being like that, being unemotional, unmoved by the outcomes, is only gonna take you away from that negativity, so you can learn from that and be like that. So without further ado, these are the 4 ways to eliminate that negativity. And as always, we say thank you very much. As it's getting so loud in here, we gotta start to yell, and goodbye.